Something tells me they're more of an outlaw Fed anyway.
I'll tell you what, this Chuck Payne is just towering over Breaker. We mentioned we haven't seen him in a long time. He looks like he's gotten bigger, not just weight-wise, but height-wise.
There was a show in ECWA probably about 3 years ago, Phil, where these two men stood face to face, and it just felt like the intensity. It was like a high-pressure situation, and there were so many people that thought that Chuck Payne was the future of the ECWA. That unfortunately didn't work out, but I'll tell you what, Chuck Payne has shown so much in his short career.
He's improved greatly since the first time we saw him. Matter of fact, a little tidbit here, Chuck Payne actually had his first match for Breaker Morant right here about, I believe it was 4.5 years ago, under a mask. And then he came to, I believe, his second match was in the ECWA, where I brought him in as my hired henchman to take on Ooh La La and Coach Jim Shorts. My lawyer was also my partner, so it was a 3-on-2 match.
That doesn't seem fair. But then you look at the sides and you realize it's not as uneven as you would expect.
Well, Jim Shorts counts as two people, so.
Or a quarter of a person, depending on how you're thinking about it.
Well, he showed up as Coach Jim Shorts and the Don, so he kept tagging himself in.
Yeah.
Right now, on the
did he come as main roster Don or showcase roster Don?
I don't know. He was just mad nobody took pictures of him during the match or after.
Oh, whips him hard into the corner post.
I told him to check the website regularly, but nobody does that anymore.
No.
Hasn't been updated since the 80s, so.
Well, apparently Bill Olsen checks it, so.
He's not really a fan. He's an idiot.
I would update it, but I don't know what the matches are, and I'm not going through the Facebook.
Yeah, they changed
I find out after everybody anyway. What's the point?
That's why I keep my little book with me. Oh, wait a minute. White Lotus and the Classics making our way down the ringside.
Wow.
White Lotus, for those who don't know, the White Lotus helped train Breaker Morant.
Yeah, but which side is White Lotus on?
Well, if he's with the Classics, I'm sure he's behind Chuck Payne. White Lotus has been retired for some time. How did he even know the show was happening? I'm sure he doesn't know how to work a computer. He's not on Facebook or anything.
Maybe he listens to no, it isn't on the bosses. I don't know.
And maybe, wow. I just want to know, what does this mean with the Classics and the White Lotus at ringside?
Oh, huge clothesline!
Wow,
Chuck Payne propelled into that metal barricade.
Classics and White Lotus helping up Chuck Payne. Wait a minute here. We saw Breaker Morant do this 1,000 times.
Oh, no!
Oh! Laying everyone out on the floor. Joe Head.
Look at Mike Keener. He can't believe it.
Breaker Morant laying everyone out on the floor. Get out there. Dope. Chuck Payne up to his feet.
He's trying to get back in.
Oh!
Lulls Breaker Morant into a safe sense of security that just isn't there. Chuck Payne ready to inflict pain.
Big, massive clothesline by Chuck Payne. Breaker Morant, I'll tell you what, he knocked the wind out of him. Breaker barely got that shoulder up.
All right, White Lotus is back to his feet, Phil.
Tell you what, White Lotus
was looking like Mr. Clean there, the way he was all over the floor.
White Lotus, friend of mine. Actually, I got in the ring a few times with White Lotus and Breaker Moran doing some drills many, many years ago.
Is that the front yard wrestling?
No, this was actually at a school.
Okay.
But I was in the backyard of somebody's ring training before for a one-night-only deal. I didn't know whose yard it was or where we were at.
Is that the name of the show, One Night Only?
It could have been.
So you say that you are the originator of EBW.
Sidewalk Sale, only two.
Me and Breaker Moran, yes. Yes.
So I can call the office of EBW and get you guys in the Hall of Fame.
I would like a plaque, sure.
Do they have like a physical Hall of Fame?
I'm sure they do. The Robber's in it, one of my favorites of all time.
I want to get the Creeper. I like him.
Creeper's a good gimmick.
Apparently he's the same guy as the Robber. I had no idea. Breaker off the ropes.
Hold on, clothesline. Both men go down.
And it may just be in this case
I
that
like the guys from EBW that actually went on to other indie companies and used their actual name from the EBW.
Yeah. And you can see some of them in Browns Mills, New Jersey for the UWC promotion. Some of our talent here tonight will be on their next show.
Meanwhile, during this main event, it might just be that the first man to get to his feet could be victorious here tonight.
It looks like the big man, Chuck Payne, getting to his feet first. Why are the Classics and the White Lotus still at the ringside? I don't understand.
Maybe they're ready to break down the ring when it's over. Whoa! Oh, catches him! Well, there's your answer right there, Phil.
Breaker Moran went for his
springboard back elbow.
Yeah, springboard back elbow, but it looked like Eric Martin may have caught the feet and tripped up Breaker Moran. I hope Breaker's not seriously injured here.
Looks like he may have hurt his ankle, actually, or his knee. Very tender.
Look at this, the Classics hammering down on Breaker Moran. White Lotus distracting referee Mike Keener.
We got to get these guys out of here.
We had security at ringside at one point. Now they're all being fans sitting in the seats.
Chuck Payne whips him into the ropes. Ducks the clothesline. Ducks the back elbow. Springboard. Back elbow of his own. I'm glad to say he recovered from that attack.
Breaker now, the crowd behind him.
Into the corner.
Breaker calling for one more. Boom, into the buckle. Breaker now. Lifted up Chuck Payne.
Just plants him.
Face first slam. Breaker now. Going to the top.
Sizing him up with the back elbow.
The Classics jumping up on the ring apron.
One of them is. Oh, the other both are. I'm sorry.
Referee Mike Keener's not stepping in. Wait a minute. White Lotus climbing the top rope. Breaker doesn't see it.
I think he changed his mind, but maybe not, Phil.
Breaker taking out the Classics over the top rope. White Lotus crotching himself.
Well, I guess that answers which side he's on.
Breaker off the top rope. Frankensteiner on White Lotus, who hasn't taken that move in years.
And back on the floor where he was before.
Chuck Payne re-entering the ring.
ducks the boot. Breaker Morant.
The icebreaker. He's got him up for it.
If he hits it, this could be it. Right on the back of his